Hey everyone, I'm really happy you could all come tonight. Come in, come in.
Hi, Alex. It's great to see you again. Thanks a lot for inviting us. Your place looks amazing with all these decorations.
I'm glad you made it. Please make yourselves comfortable. I've got some wine and snacks ready in the living room.
Cheers. This wine is excellent, by the way. Where's it from?
Cheers. Let me guess. Italian?
Close. It's actually from a small vineyard near Bordeaux. I discovered it during my trip to France last spring.
Wow! What's that on the shelf? That miniature looks so detailed.
This one? That's the Eiffel Tower. I bought it when I was in Paris last year. Have you ever been to Paris, Tom?
No, I haven't. I've never been to France, actually. I keep saying I'll go, but somehow I always end up choosing other destinations.
Really? You should definitely go. Paris is incredible. The architecture, the museums, the cafe culture, even just walking along the Seine is magical.
Have you traveled much around Europe?
Not really. I've only been to Prague and Vienna so far, but I loved both cities. Vienna especially surprised me with its music history and those gorgeous coffee houses.
Prague is amazing. I went there 2 years ago with my sister. The old town and the Charles Bridge were beautiful. We got lost in those narrow medieval streets and stumbled upon this incredible jazz club.
I've always wanted to see Prague. Is it expensive?
Not too bad, especially compared to cities like London or Zurich. You can have an amazing meal with drinks for like €20, and the beer is cheaper than water.
Speaking of souvenirs, Alex, you have quite a collection here. You must have been saving these for years.
Yeah, I've got souvenirs from Rome, Barcelona, Amsterdam, Berlin, and now Lisbon too. Each one has a story behind it. Like this gondola from Venice, I actually fell into a canal trying to photograph it.
Wait, what? You fell into a canal?
Long story. Let's just say I learned that leaning too far over railings is a bad idea. My camera survived, though. That's what matters.
Oh, Lisbon. I've been there once, about 3 years ago. The views and the food were fantastic. And the trams. Those yellow trams going up and down those steep hills were such an experience.
I'm planning to go to Lisbon next summer with my boyfriend. Any recommendations?
Definitely visit Belém and try the pastéis de nata at the original bakery. And don't miss a sunset by the river. Go to Miraduro de Santa Catarina. It's packed with locals playing guitar and just hanging out. Oh, and take a day trip to Sintra if you can.
What about this souvenir? It looks familiar. The clock tower, right?
That's Big Ben. Well, technically, the Elizabeth Tower from London. I had to correct myself after a very patient British person explained the difference to me.
Have you been to London recently?
Yes, twice. Once in winter and once in spring. Spring was much nicer. Winter was cold, rainy, and dark by 4 in the afternoon. But the Christmas markets were charming.
I studied in London for a semester during my master's. It's such a multicultural city. You can find food from literally every country in the world. I lived near Brick Lane and had the best curry of my life there.
I've never been to the UK, but it's on my list. I'd also love to visit Edinburgh. The castle, the festivals, the Scottish Highlands nearby.
Oh, Edinburgh is wonderful. I went there during the festival season. The atmosphere was amazing. Street performers everywhere, shows happening in every tiny venue, the military tattoo at the castle. I saw 5 shows in 3 days.
You've all traveled so much. I feel like I'm behind. I work so much that I barely take time off.
Don't worry, Tom. Everyone starts somewhere. Where would you like to go next?
I think Spain, maybe Madrid or Barcelona. I've heard so many good things about both, but I can't decide.
Barcelona is great. Beaches, Gaudi's architecture, nightlife, tapas bars everywhere. Park Güell at sunrise is unforgettable, and the Gothic Quarter is perfect for getting lost in.
I prefer Madrid, honestly. It feels more local and authentic to me. Fewer tourists, better prices, and the Prado Museum is world class. Plus, the nightlife there is insane. People don't even go out until midnight.
My favorite city in Europe is still Rome, though. The history, the food, the streets, everything feels alive. You turn a corner and suddenly you're standing in front of a 2,000-year-old ruin. It never gets old.
Rome is special, I agree. But if I had to choose one city to live in, I'd say Amsterdam. I love the canals, the cycling culture, and the relaxed vibe. Everyone speaks English, but the city still feels distinctly Dutch.
How long should you stay in a city to really experience it? I always feel like a week isn't enough, but 2 weeks is too long.
At least 4 or 5 days, I think. Enough time to explore the main sites, but also to just wander around, sit in cafes, and observe daily life. That's when you really start to understand a place.
Unless it's a huge city like Paris or Berlin. You could spend weeks there and still discover new neighborhoods and hidden gems.
True. Berlin especially. There's always something new to discover. Street art, underground clubs, food markets, historical sites. The city keeps reinventing itself.
I'm thinking about going to Berlin again next year, maybe in autumn when the leaves change color and the weather is still mild.
Can I join you? I'd love to finally visit Germany.
Of course, we can plan the trip together. I know some great neighborhoods to explore and this incredible Vietnamese restaurant in Kreuzberg.
Sounds like a great idea. Maybe we can make it a group trip. 5 people would make Airbnb much cheaper too.
Yes! A European city tour. We could do Berlin first, then maybe Prague since it's so close.
Like a great idea. Maybe we can make it a group trip. 5 people would make Airbnb much cheaper too.
Yes! A European city tour. We could do Berlin first, then maybe Prague since it's so close.
Let's start with Berlin and see where it takes us. Maybe we can rent a car and do a road trip through Eastern Germany.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it. When should we start planning?
How about we create a group chat this week and start throwing around dates and ideas?
Perfect. I'm flexible anytime after June.
Same here. Summer would be ideal.
I'll start looking at flight prices tomorrow.
All right then, to future travels, new adventures, and good friends to share them with.
Cheers. This is exactly why I love these gatherings. We always end up planning something amazing.
Speaking of which, Alex, what are we eating tonight? All this travel talk is making me hungry.
Ah, I almost forgot. I made paella, my attempt at bringing some Spanish flavors here. Fair warning, it's my first time making it, so no.
And I'll refill everyone's glasses to travels, friendship, and homemade paella.
Cheers.